Great news and a great challenge to stand up for the Constitution, the constitutional rights regarding law enforcement and federal law enforcement. Again, creating laws that call law enforcement to follow the Constitution and stay within the confines of the Constitution is not anti-law enforcement. It never has been. It never will be. It may look like it to some people, but it's not. Calling law enforcement to set the example by following the Constitution inside of the United States and not infringing on the constitutional rights of citizens actually cause citizens, and yes, even people who are visitors or people that are here undocumented or illegal or have an expired passport or all kinds of things, have green cards, whatever. It makes everyone more willing and more open to work with law enforcement and to trust law enforcement. Like Black Lives Matter stuff. People get upset about Black Lives Matter, about defund the police. The reason why they call that is because they clearly see inside of their communities law enforcement doing things that are clearly unconstitutional or violations of people's rights or things that look very much like violating rights. And when cops and law enforcement do those things, it destroys the bond that citizens must have with police, federal, state, and local. Because police have incredible powers that we give to them. We give them much lower standards in the use of lethal force than what we have. They have the power to take our lives. Law enforcement has the power to take your freedom from you in an instant. They have the ability to take that freedom from you for short terms and long terms. They have the power to utilize their arguments about your behavior to destroy your life. But if all of these things have to stay inside of the four walls of the Constitution, then you can trust that, yeah, if I'm going to have problems with law enforcement, they're going to do this in an honorable way, and if I get in trouble, then okay. Or if other people get in trouble that I know, it's because these are honorable officers doing honorable things to follow the law and to force others to follow the law. So when the state of California came out with SB 627, which says law enforcement can't cover their masks, can't cover their faces. They have to show their badges, which is actually good, because the people must trust law enforcement. If you break that trust, you create massive problems. It's why community policing works better than impersonal policing, like when police officers are walking beats in communities. Those communities tend to have a higher trust in law enforcement than those where the cops just stay in cars and don't interact with the community. Police forces that don't have an active community engagement organization are better operating within those communities than those that don't. So having bills like SB 627, which says, like with ICE, you can't wear that mask. You got to show yourself. You got to show your badge. You got to do little things to show your connection. Because when ICE loses its connection to the people, it creates the problems that we see. ICE starts falling in its approval. People stop trusting ICE. People protest ICE. They get in the way of actions that ICE is doing and all of these things. And the reason why they're doing that has everything to do with ICE acting in ways that the American public sees as unconstitutional. It's why I do hope that Governor Newsom signs SB 627, and please call and demand that that be signed. Even though Gavin Newsom and some legal experts understand that this will be challenged because states have a hard time having laws against unconstitutional behavior of federal law enforcement, because it's normally supposed to be done by the Department of Justice. But in this case, the Department of Justice is refusing to force ICE to stay within the confines of the Constitution, to operate in a way which instills trust in the population, that has the population be willing to trust ICE because they realize, because of them thinking whether or not ICE is going to follow the Constitution, that ICE will stay in the four corners. People don't believe that. And because they don't believe that, you have the problem that you have, and you have us getting closer and closer to much larger problems. Because law enforcement must prove that they are ethical people. Superheroes have to prove that they are ethical people. And cops must prove that they are ethical people. That even though they have these incredible powers, that you don't have to be afraid of them. You have to be afraid of the criminal. Because the cop, if that cop pulls out that gun, it's because there's a reason. That if that cop shoots near you or at you, it's for a damn good reason. And the nature and the use of their force is all dependent on an ethical and trained behavior of staying within the Constitution. So please, Gavin Newsom, sign SB 627. And every single state should do the same. Because we need to remind the leadership of ICE and the leadership of federal law enforcement agencies, you must operate way inside the Constitution. That may make you upset as an officer, but it's what makes you a better cop. And you become a terrible cop and incapable of doing your job the more people think that you are not following the Constitution. The more they think that you're not following the Constitution, the more hostile the people are to you, and the less likely you are to be able to do your job successfully. So please, pass SB 267, and let's force ICE to follow the Constitution so that people can respect and honor their behavior. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you.